become more financially stable, has been the most consistent person I know with making sure that in our community we are learning the principles of finance and investment. And with that being said, for 2018, on the very first, on the very first,
that was more than 2
to keep
seconds.
the morning mix off, we got Darvin Moore, my brother, my friend, my partner.
Can you breathe now?
Who gonna help us get ourselves
that
together
was more than
financially?
2 seconds,
but you gotta give, the proper introduction to great people.
I gotta teach you radio skills.
Again, it's about prosperity in 2018.
Good morning, Mr. Darvin.
Good morning. Good
morning.
Good to see you all. Yes.
Happy New Year.
It's my pleasure. Happy New Year.
So let's just kick it off. Do you believe in New Year's resolutions?
Most definitely. Well, I believe in resolutions on a daily basis. Listen, we got to always plan, do, check, and adjust. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, can we just? Unfortunately, we have to make a correction in terms of the financial literacy lecture. People have been calling, not just only today, but throughout the weeks, about the upcoming financial literacy lecture. That is supposed to be held on this coming Saturday.
Right,
but it will not be held. Is that correct?
That's correct. We had a schedule for 2017. We didn't put together a schedule for 2018 for the financial literacy lecture. So what we've done is this year we're going to do 4. It's going to be in March, June, September, and then December.
Wow.
We don't have the dates set quite yet. As soon as we get those dates set, I will let you know.
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, what made you break down those dates in increments like that?
Well, because we did it every month for the last 3 years, and we just decided to just break them up instead of doing them monthly.
Okay.
Because it's an expense as well. We've been covering the expenses for the last 3 years. Yeah. They've been free, and so because of the cost, and because I've been really busy as well lately as well.
I just have one thing to say. I'm glad I made it in those seminars while they were going on. I feel so glad I took advantage. So glad.
I think anybody who made it into those seminars have definitely benefited.
Yes.
And the fact that you've been able to do it for 3 years, consistently, free of charge,
yes.
Just consistently educating people on how to set financial goals, to understand financial principles, and the importance of financial independence and stability.
Yes.
When we talk about the next, the way to advance ourselves in our community, finance is critical. Economic stability is critical in our community, and each one of us individually can figure that out. And it's not a hoping or a wishing. There are financial principles and just lessons that you can learn that you have been very consistent with, just helping our community stay focused on. So as we look at the new year, what is the next level of information for investment and financial stability that you're bringing to the community?
Right. Good question, Dan. Well, the next level is basically something I've always been trying to instill in us is that we all can make it, first off. And what I'm trying to do is figure out how to get into our brains so that we can reactivate, whatever's been took out there, Dan, because everybody can make it with credit. Anyone can get to the next level. Anyone can have a 700 plus credit score. Anyone can enjoy the better interest rates. It's just we don't understand the information. And so my goal is to try to give it to us at a kindergarten level, if I will, because they try to make it difficult for us. So mixing that with business credit and entrepreneurship is going to be my goal for 2018.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned in terms of the seminars going to be held within March, June, September, and
in December.
Okay. So in between time, if people cannot make these seminars, are you able to provide, I know you do video consultations online.
Right.
But many times we don't have people that don't even like Facebook.
Right.
Or if they need to reach out to you in between time, can they do so?
Yeah. So if they need to reach out to me, definitely they could email me at info@globalcredithelp.com.
Okay.
That's info@globalcredithelp.com. And they always, I know everybody don't have Facebook, but all of the lectures that I've done in the last year are on Facebook. So they always can go in and tune in and take a look. But make sure those that want to stay up with what I'm doing to email me at info@globalcredithelp.com, because we're going to have some great things going on there where who's ever part of that or who's ever subscribed, we will be sending you out, updated information, probably at least bi-weekly or monthly.
Wonderful.
I think about when you talk about financial stability, financial independence, and entrepreneurship, and that being the focus for 2018. As we're looking at what's happening in our community, so many people are not doing well. And a lot of it is because we need to change our habits and just invest in our own learning when it comes to our financial literacy. And so many times I see people who are struggling financially, but they have all of the greatest material things. They have the big flat screen TV. They have the brand new car. They have the brand new shoes.
Right.
But when taxes come,
and taxes are coming up. Which is the perfect time to invest in yourself. But again, we have this mentality as though we don't have enough, when what we do have, we're not working with it the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's one of the things that you've been really good at helping people to understand is how to change their habits, and their thinking.
Right, most definitely.
And that way of thinking is what becomes more impoverished than the actual reality. So talk a little bit about that when we're talking about 2018, the importance of entrepreneurship, also with the fact that we have the tax season that's coming up and billions of dollars about to run through our community.
And get wasted.
And get wasted if we don't have the proper knowledge.
That's right.
What would you recommend for this season that's coming up?
Discipline.
Most definitely discipline.
She's been to the class.
To be honest, we have to start investing in ourselves.
Right.
We have to invest in ourselves. If we got more tangible things out here, if we add up all the clothes we got and everything that we got, and if that value is more than what's in our bank account, then we lost already.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to build that bank account up. We have to get more information on finances. The money is out here, then. So I think that one of the things is we have to find our purpose, find what our goals is, and just start attacking them. During the day, during the week, during the month, during the year, we get all of these diversions. Where we get thrown off track. And not having the best information is key too. And that's another thing for 2018 is I'm going to try to be bringing more resources that we can have to make sure that we build our things, in a proper manner. In between time or during those lectures? In between time and at the lectures. So at the lectures, I want to have resources there. I want to have people with booths with good information that they're going to be giving people with great loans, interest rates, the whole nine, so that we can have the right information.
What would these classes be held?
They would most likely be held at Abundant Plaza, but we may be trying to find a bigger venue because we actually been only having standing room only the last few months. So I think we need a bigger venue. All right, so let's cut straight to the chase. 34 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock a.m. Just so we can't wait until March. Okay, got you. Can't wait till March.
We can't wait till March. My listeners can't wait till March. I won't let them wait till March. Okay. So, I don't mean to put you on blast. So, can we bring you back next month? Yes. Listen, you can bring me back to the show anytime you like. If I'm not in town, like you said, I could do radio. Yes. So you can have me every month. Wonderful. Yes. Definitely, because I don't want them to wait till March. They don't have to wait. All right. So just so you don't want to wait till March, if you have any credit questions, you can call in to Mr. Darvin Moore right now for 145-78-1560. And my advice is, all you have to do is do what Mr. Darvin Moore tells you to do, and you will see the results. Just why, Dennis? Why? You know why, Dennis? You're a witness. You know why, Dennis? You got a witness. Why? Got a witness. That's right. Check my credit the other day. Okay. Darvin Moore. I can't tell you the score. Why you can't tell us the score? That's the most important thing. That's the most important. That's what everybody want to know. They want to know that score. I'm almost at a 700. Darvin. Congratulations. Darvin, I lied to you not. That's beautiful. I'm almost at a 700 because you know why? I sent those letters out.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
And and that's the big thing, y'all. It's like, why wait around?
Yeah.
And when you all you have to do is send a letter
That's
out.
it.
It's 35 cents for a stamp. It's 40 cents. I don't know what is 50 cents, whatever it is.
Right.
Send the letter
I'm
out.
sure they're going up though.
And every 30 days until the negatives come off the credit
Just
report.
keep sending them.
Well,
We have a caller.
Go ahead.
Good morning, WGOB. Turn your radio down, please, and give me a call back. Okay.
Well,
so,
I think, again, the most important thing is that, again, bringing Darvin on to start the new year out and to lead this year with the mindset of prosperity, independence, financial independence. But not only for him to give the information, but to have actual individuals who have benefited from it.
Yes.
Because a lot of people will tell you something, but is there a result? Is there an impact?
Yes, absolutely. And I know the great impact is it takes only 3 to 12 months.
That's right. That's it.
3 to
Get that
12
credit
months.
right. Yeah.
And credit is chess and not checkers.
Look, she's been to the class,
I've been to the class.
And that's what we want to do. I mean, just imagine if we can instill this into a generation of people, though. Then, really, that's very empowering.
That's right.
And that's the goal. Me and you talked about this
All the
plenty
time,
times.
all the time.
This is what we need to do.
Absolutely.
Our youth that's coming up, they won't be out here stealing cars and robbing
Right.
folks if they know I got 10, 20, 30,000 coming.
Right.
In just a few months.
And we deserve to have that.
We have a caller. All right. Good morning, WGOB. Go ahead.
Yes. Could you, repeat the information and leave a telephone number, please?
Okay. 82341.
Right.
I'm laughing. Good morning, WGOB. Go ahead.
Good morning, Soraya, and all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Question: where are the credit reports and all the papers that you need, but you just don't have the letter?
If you have the credit reports and don't have the letter, then that means that you need to get the letter. Basically, you can look at some of my old lives, and you just you can figure out I have the letter up on the screen, and you can just type that same letter. But basically, when it comes to the disputes, you're just asking the credit bureaus to verify the information according to the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. If they can't verify that information, they must remove it from the credit report. So you just put the account names and the account numbers and just ask them to verify. That's it.
And you have to send it within 30 days, and you have to send your social security card, your ID, and a bill.
Good job, Soraya.
Yeah,
That's right.
anything?
Every single month when you send out a letter,
Yes.
you have to make sure that you send a driver's license, a copy of the social security card, and a copy of a utility bill.
Yes, whether it's current or not. Right?
Well, it needs to be within the last 90 days.
Oh, last 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, because we energies do report to your credit.
Yeah, they do. Re-energies report to Experian and TransUnion. I don't think they should be reporting. They
right.
killing our credit reports.
Yes,
Okay, they making us look real crazy,
Absolutely.
and our interest rates are being damaged by that. By we energies.
So what if a person doesn't have a utility bill?
So if they don't have a utility bill, then what they should do is a paycheck stub will work, or even a telephone bill. Telephone is utility, but paycheck stub works as well.
Absolutely. All right, so first thing first, you need to go online to download your free credit report. And where can you go for that, Darvin?
For the free credit report is annualcreditreport.com. Okay, that's where you get a free credit report. I always recommend that we have monitoring and credit monitoring. I recommend creditchecktotal.com.
Yes.
And the reason being is because they use a FICO scoring system. You always can call them after you register or sign up with them, and they'll lower your monthly bill as well down to $19 a month instead of $29 a month.
Absolutely. All right, if you have any credit questions, this is your chance, or you have to wait until next month, the second Monday and or March. And you don't have the exact dates for your lectures, right?
I don't have the exact dates quite yet. I don't.
Okay. All right. So right now you can regain power to your credit. This is a new start for you. Call us now for 145-78-1560.
I'm sorry, number one more time, please. Thank you.
His name.
Phone number.
Okay, the phone number is
Darvin.
888-588-2341.
Got it? 1-888-588-2341.
So one of the things that we've been talking about, Darvin, is one thing for one of us to get our credit repaired and to move into financial stability. It's another thing for 2 or 3 of us. But what if 10 or 15 or 20 of us could come together once we get our our credit repaired and we get our scores to a 700 and we have significant investment capital, what would that do as far as us having a greater impact and coming together around investing in one another? Talk a little bit about that.
Oh man, you talking about Black Wall Street?
Yeah. Okay. You know,
I mean, the money is endless. You know, basically, it's just us really understanding the information and the power of what we have, and being able to work together.
Right.
You know, me coming up, you know, as a teenager, I always heard that, you know, you shouldn't partner with nobody. But I've come to learn in my older age that, you know, it's best to have some partners. You know what I mean? You just got to find the right ones.
Right.
You know, you can grow a lot bigger, a lot better, you know, when you have some people that you really can work with.
Yeah. And, you know, and I bring that up because we've had extensive conversations on the endless amounts of people that you have helped and who have gotten to that place of financial independence, whose credit has been repaired. But then as soon as they get to the finish line, you know, when they get that 700 credit score, they get that $150,000.
They go buy a boat. Darvin say he helped somebody. They ain't heard from him. They want a boat.
I ain't heard from them since, you know, and it's psychological, you know. You know, they say we've been in the dungeon around here so long that when we get access to some money, you know, we don't know how to act.
Right.
You know,
have you found that to be true?
Most definitely. And, you know, that's one of the main reasons why I do the financial literacy lecture, because in that lecture, I make sure I carve in a spot to talk about that, to talk about make sure you have a plan, because, you know, if you don't have a plan for the money going to have a plan for you.
Right.
You know, and so I give them thoughts. You know, one of the thoughts is, you know, if you woke up tomorrow, you got $50,000 on the side of your bed, what you going to do with it? Yeah. You know, a lot of people always talk about, well, I'm going to do some investing, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when that money really hits, you know, the question is, what do you really do?
They be investing in pot of water.
Right.
Trying to hit.
Good morning. QB. Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Bless. How are you?
I just had a question on how to get the full account numbers off of the credit report. I went to annual credit report, but they give you X, and then they give you like 5 numbers. How do I get the full account number?
Right. So when you're doing a dispute, you can just go ahead and use those first few numbers and those X's, and then what happens is, by law, the credit bureaus have to send you a response to that dispute. And so if you want the full account number will come from that response letter.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Darvin. You're doing great work out here.
Yes,
all right, thank you so much.
All right, so let's talk about bankruptcy. If someone is in a Chapter 7 and or a Chapter 13, if they are in a Chapter 7 and in a Chapter 13, how can they get that removed off of their credit? Because everything can be removed off your credit.
Everything can come off the credit report. Yeah. So and I definitely recommend those individuals that did bankruptcy to still dispute those items off the credit report. Okay. After you do bankruptcy, the great thing is that the accounts are now neutral, so they don't affect your credit score negatively, but the remarks are there. The word bankruptcy is there, so the lenders and the bankers can see it, so it does affect you. So my recommendation is to just dispute it and ask the bureaus to verify it. Just still getting harassed. So you're saying if they're actually not, if they don't actually owe the bill.
Right,
oh yeah. Well, if they don't owe it, I mean, you know, they could just tell them, listen, call my attorney. I'm in bankruptcy. You know, that's one thing you could do. And those that are not in bankruptcy, or another thing you can always do. So I always say in class is you tell them, sir, ma'am, never call my house again. Anything you need to say to me, send it in writing to the address that you have on file. Okay. You know, and that's it. They're never to call you again. They're never to harass your credit score. Okay. And a lot of us are trying our best to improve our credit score. And so be mindful that collections and charge-offs, you can just dispute those items and they'll fall off the credit report. Okay. And that doesn't mean that you don't owe it, okay? I'm not saying that, but right now my job is to clean up our credit so that we can get access to more capital, have better interest rates across the board. So simply dispute those items until they come off the credit report. If you really believe or if you really think that you need to pay some of this or you got caught into making a payment, then what I would like you to do is tell that company that if they remove that item from the credit report, then you'll pay it. Okay. If they delete it and remove it, that's the only way I recommend payment of collection or charge-off.
Go ahead, caller.
on my credit report since 1996.
96.
And none of that, yes.
Okay.
And none of that stuff has been removed. And, you know, I've been trying my credit straight. So with all that being in 1996, and then I'm removing it, what am I supposed to do? Do I just go about what you were explaining?
Well, yeah. You could just send a dispute. And that's strange because usually, and don't get me wrong, the credit bureaus, they play a lot of games, but negative accounts information only stays on the credit report for 7 years, okay, if it's negative. And so if you just send a dispute for those items, they should fall right off just because of that. Okay, public records stay on for 10 or 11 years depending on what state you're in, but it should only be there for 7. Do me a favor, if you will, you can send me your login information, ma'am. I'll take a look at that report for you and let you know exactly what's going on, okay? You can send it to my email at info@globalcredithelp.com.
All right.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much. All right, you have anything else, Dennis?
Pretty much. I mean, I think you guys are hitting it.
Okay, so
hitting it on the head.
So I have another question.
Okay.
So, do you mind, or would you ever mind training other people to help others restore their credit? Like
That's a great question. Yes, so that's one of the things as well for 2018 that's on my agenda is to train up, at least a dozen folks to be able to do exactly what I do, so that that way we can ensure that this information is getting out to the masses of people.
I don't think nobody can present it like you do. Oh my God, you just do something.
Well, I got a lot of passion, but
You have to have a
yeah,
lot of passion.
we can bring some up with that passion. We can bring them up with that passion.
Okay.
I do have a question, Darvin. With the improvement of individuals' financial statuses, when you look at the current investments that people should be looking at today, what are some of the things that you see the direction we should be going in?
That's a good question. Then investments. Well, like I said, first off, the number one investment is ourselves because we're so priceless. Our mind is something else. So we should be investing in ourselves. Then maybe we should talk to Jason Fields on that, right?
Oh.
That currency, man, that cryptocurrency.
That's why I wanted to see if you were going there, because that's
I mean, the cryptocurrency is something to look at. Dan.
It's serious.
It is
real serious. But knowing which cryptocurrency and just understanding it, because I've been studying it for some time now, and I just wanted to see if that was something that you saw as a potential investment.
Yes.
But I think that we do need to bring more people into that conversation to help them understand how the nature of currency is changing,
right,
and how technology is going to dictate what our currency becomes in the very near future. And when we talk about the end of money as we know it, people need to be studying up on that. So I just wanted to see if that was something that was in your vision as well for investment.
All right. 49 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock a.m. and we have just a few more minutes with Darvin before you hear from him again on next month. And again, if you're just tuning in, there will not be any more every second Saturday financial literacy lecturers, okay? It will be every 4 increments.
Yep, okay. Every 3 months.
Okay, every 3 months.
Yep.
So that's March, then June, September, and then December.
That's correct.
Okay. The location is not yet set, but we will find out at a later date. Right.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Okay. Give us a call back. 414-578-1560. 414-578-1560. All right. Good morning. Okay. I need you to fix your phone, Dennis.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. But no. Caller, please call back if you have the opportunity while Darvin is here. But again, the opportunity to have a very prosperous 2018 is amongst us. Many of people will be getting significant tax returns. Fortunately and unfortunately, of course, there's going to be an increase in this year's tax return because of the tax cuts that the president last year signed, which was like a 1.5 or $3 trillion tax cut all across the board. One for the business owners as well as for individuals. But what we don't understand is that by them signing that tax cut bill into place, it's going to take away from all of the programs, all of the resources, going to drain our community. So the dollars that you get in the next coming months, you need to be specifically focused on investing those things because it's going to get real bad this year.
Absolutely. All right. Good morning, WGOB. What is your question?
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to have information about investing.
Investing?
Basically, when it comes to investing, right now, I pretty primarily do real estate investing, and I invest in building corporations. My good partner, good friend, Jason Fields, look him up. He's doing a lot on investing. He has a lot of classes coming up. So just take a look at him, State Rep Jason Fields, okay?
Thank you so much for calling. All right. Also, I have a question in reference to going to purchase vehicles. In terms of going to the dealership versus going to the credit union. Can you talk about it?
Sure. Listen, for the 2018, and I'm glad you mentioned that, especially around tax season, everybody's going to get a vehicle.
Right.
So make sure, guys, to protect your credit when you're going to get a vehicle. And how do you protect your credit that way? By not letting the dealerships pull your credit report, okay? What you need to do is you need to go to the bank or a credit union, okay? And they'll give you the loan for the vehicle.
Yeah.
And then you take that to the dealership because the dealership is going to pull your credit report 7 to 15 times, okay? Because they're shopping around to try to find whoever can give you that loan right away. So please make sure to protect the credit by going to the bank or credit union.
Absolutely. All right. So, again, we have just about 3 more minutes. You can call us, 414-578-1560. Also, there's a feature that you have to get your addresses removed off of your credit. Guess what I just did?
What you do?
I just mailed mine in.
Hey, I know that's right. Yeah. So that's what I did on Facebook last month. I gave everybody a letter to remove the name variations and all of the addresses from their credit report. That also helps in the dispute process, right? Because a lot of those addresses and names are tied to certain accounts.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, go ahead, caller. What's your question? Turn your radio down, please. Go ahead.
Good morning. It's Phyllis calling. What about the hospital bills that you have on your credit report?
Everything can
be removed. That's right.
I got on Darvin Moore's nerve when I first met him. Everything can be removed from your credit.
Everything can be removed from the credit.
Okay.
Yeah. So and make sure. And that's the thing that I want everybody to know too. For 2018, we should be walking around making a song about that. We should have a rap song about that so that we understand that.
That's
right. Everything can come off the credit report. Medical bills shouldn't even be on credit reports. Medical bills are private information. Okay. And so. They're very easy to get off the credit report. Anything is easy. As long as you send a letter out every 30 days, it comes off. But medical bills definitely comes off the credit report.
Okay, this is a secret, a best-kept secret Darvin taught me. To send it in before that 30th day, right?
Right.
Is that right?
You said send it in
4 days before the 30th, because you said 30 days. So send it in like 4 days before the next 30 days, or something like that. You taught me something.
You can do it that way. It's a lot of techniques that they use. One of them is don't send the letters all the same day. Send them, a couple of days apart.
Okay.
Some of them, before the 30 days is up, you can still send one out 25 days.
Right.
The main purpose is to keep it going. Keep sending it out until everything is off. Be a dispute warrior around here.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, I have some family members out there that's been just. I have to go and help my family.
You got to go help the family.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah,
I talk about that. Somebody need to take head of family. Head of family.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Darvin. We're going to have you back on next month, second Monday.
Right.
Well, because you don't have the second Saturday seminars, you can come back sooner. It's up to you.
I can come back whenever you like me to come back.
I mean, again, we're going to have you at least once a month.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Right.
we got to get energies off of Dennis's credit.
So,
Hey, let's get them on off of there. Yeah, they some pirates, ain't they, did? We're going to get them off of there.
gotta get rid of them folks.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks
I ain't the
again,
only
Darvin.
one.
Okay. All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
And you are on Facebook, right?
I am on Facebook.
Okay,
That's
wonderful.
right.
Darvin Moore, look him up. This concludes